Hello, everybody. It's your friendly neighborhood INFP, and this is going to be a hard video, but a video that needed to be made nonetheless. Um, yeah, it's the dead of midnight here, so trying to formulate my thoughts as I make this video. I had initially intended for a better start, but here we are. So some of you may have noticed that I have begun slowing down at the speed of which I upload my videos. Not that I've been the greatest at staying super consistent with the timing as to which I upload the videos, but I've started to slow down, and there is a reason for that. I've almost done 200 videos. I'm at 196 videos, and I feel like I am failing. I am failing hard. Whether it is my lack of skill, entertainment, thumbnail game, whatever you want to call it, I feel like I'm failing. I feel like I have been failing, and that I don't really make the videos, at least on MBTI, that people want to see. Now, before this sounds a little more ominous than it really needs to, I'm not quitting. I am not going away. I am slowing down even more. I am going into the putting this into the sideline of my projects. I will be still posting videos on here, but I'm not going to be as hardcore, focusing everything like blood, sweat, and tears onto this channel as I have been before. Because frankly, I'm tired. I feel like my creativity is dwindling. I feel like what I offer isn't what people want to see. I feel like the skits and things that I want to do, I'm not doing them fast enough. I'm starting to procrastinate more and more on the things that I'm doing. And looking at my general views in comparison to my subscribers, my hits are like 1,000 views. My hits, those are my hits. And then most of the time it's like 20 to 30 views, when a lot of people are doing a lot better and doing a lot more. So yeah, there's that. And I've been doing this since 2019. Once again, I'm not quitting. I know it sounds horribly like I am quitting. I'm not quitting. I am just not going to be focusing as hard as I once was on this channel. There were things I wanted to achieve, things that aren't being achieved. I am looking at it all, and I feel like I am failing, which brings the topic of this video, which is why this video is kind of hard to put out, because I feel like I have been consistently failing. I feel like everything I do ends up in failure in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like I am not succeeding. I feel like I haven't reached any level of quote-unquote success that I would be happy with. And I don't know whether this is the T-grip. I don't think this is a T-grip. No, T-grip would be like kicking me in the foot and turning me into a really unhealthy ENTJ. This is more, I guess, could I say burnout? Would this be burnout? Or just like being tired and having like better ideas on other channels. Like I have other channel ideas that I think are fantastic, and I will be focusing on those more because they generate better ideas, they generate better things for me to, well, focus on. And I don't like feeling like I constantly fail. It's not just on YouTube, it's basically everything I've done up to this point is a whole lot of failing. And I know a lot of people say that when, like, you won't reach success unless you fail a lot, or it's okay to fail. It's okay to, you know, keep falling down, and like what matters is you pick yourself back up. And I think sometimes when you've fallen down too many times, eventually when you pick yourself back up, you're going to feel like you're not going to feel as fast as you once were, because you don't want to fall again. You're not going to go at it with the same gusto as you did before, because you don't want to fall again. You don't want to collapse into the mud. You don't want to cause pain to yourself falling on the cement. You don't want to cause stains on yourself or cutting yourself or whatever injury you may, breaking a leg or hand or whatever, metaphorically speaking, of course. But like when you've fallen so many times, some people are like, they see it as a motivation. Some people will see it as, okay, well, I've fallen, well, I might as well pick myself back up and just continue forward. But they no longer have that same level of drive. And then, of course, when they see other people who either started later than them, they watch like tips and tricks for like other people and whatnot, and they see them, you know, doing a lot better. And, you know, they're happy for them, but they also, in like, for example, in my case, you look at yourself being like, okay, they have less videos, less this, less that, and they're already doing so much better. Where am I going wrong? And then when you ask people, hey, where am I going wrong? People never answer, but you know you're failing. You know you're not doing that great. You know you are, and the reason why I named this video A Fear of Success is because I honestly wonder if that part of it comes from a fear of success, fear of like succeeding to entertain people, a fear of succeeding to get to where you want to go, a fear of going past your limits and like actually accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish, or when you accomplish those things, to actually get recognition for it. Like, do people actually fear that? And I think people to some extent do fear that, because they're like, yeah, let's go. And they're like, wait, why am I going? And, you know, sometimes for some people, too much attention is a bad thing. And for some people, they're looking for that affirmation and that attention. And then, of course, we have this whole system of the online world, social media, Instagram, yada, 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 where if you don't look your best, people generally aren't going to be interested in you. And even when you do look your best, they can vastly change the attitude as to how you act and go about yourself, sometimes in a negative way and sometimes in a positive way. And a lot of the times, for I think a lot of people, not just myself, I think in some sense, even though they hate where they currently are, they feel comfortable where they currently are. And so they don't want to succeed, because if they succeed, it would require doing something they either don't know, or it'll change something in them, or it'll bring in a certain kind of newness that they don't know how to deal with. And when I say like succeeding, because, you know, I am one of those types of people who would like to succeed. When I say succeeding, I'm not necessarily talking of like owning mansions and being a multimillionaire or billionaire or whatever. I am talking about succeeding in the sense of going to a place where you feel like you are not constrained anymore. And for a lot of people, success looks like a different thing. For some people, success looks like, hey, congratulations, you continue to live another day. Feel proud of yourself, and that is a very valid level of success, because everybody has to start somewhere. And, you know, sometimes living through another day is a tremendous success, especially when you're going through mental issues, especially when you're going through depression, especially when you're going through a lot of things. So yeah, that is a level of success, sure. And then for some people, success is getting those millions, getting those mansions, getting those fancy cars, having money, 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 money. Those types of people, and you know, everybody has those fantasies. Everybody has those fantasies of, hey, what if you suddenly got rich? Hey, what if you suddenly got a lot of attention? Hey, what if you got this? Hey, what if you got that? What would you do with it? How would you act? How would you go about it? And then when people actually get it, they either waste it, they don't go about it in the right quote unquote way, they squander what they've been given, they usually end up back where they started, and that can make them feel a lot worse than they were before. And some people are extraordinarily smart with it by like investing, saving, buying the right things, not wasting the money, having some money set aside for like the nice things. There are those people out there as well. But I feel like a lot of people say that like the only thing that's like limiting you from succeeding is like the fear of failure. But what if everything you do usually ends up in failure? So it's not that you fear failing, but you're always you feel like you're constantly always failing. Like that is your general state of being, that no matter where you try and go, what you try and do, how you try and do it, who you try and meet, what systems you try to implant, what plans you try to follow, everything usually ends up in failure. Like, what if failure is the default state of being that you've gotten comfortable with? And if failing is the default state of being that you've gotten comfortable with, then would you then fear, like you want success, but at the same time you're apprehensive about success? So then would you then fear success, and would you know what to do with it when it came to you? Would you even know what it looked like when it came to you? Would you know what it felt like when it came to you? Or would you look at it and go, I wanted this, but what do I do with it? So I think that also is kind of a limiting factor as well. Like, yeah, you got the fear of failure where you want to, you don't like failing, so you don't try anything. But then you've got the fear of success where it's like, even though you're trying stuff, you're always constantly failing, and you failed so many times that you then fear actually succeeding because the default state you're in is in a state of failure. That's this is why this is a hard subject, because this is something I've been kind of thinking about as of late. When looking at myself, when looking at the things I've done, when looking at the things I haven't done, when looking at my procrastination, when looking at my inability to put my life into any sense of order, I ask myself, is it like a fear? Do I fear actually improving? Do I fear actually succeeding? Because I don't get input, not really. Most of the input I get is in here. Most of the people don't know how to give me input, where to give me input. It's typically not a thing people care about. So most of the time I'm stuck with my own thoughts. Stuck with my own skits. Like, yeah, there are things I want to do on this channel, amazing things I want to do on this channel, but I feel like I'm chained, like I've been failing, like I don't know how to bring those things about, like I've been procrastinating on some of them, like, you know, other fears like anxiety and whatnot have come in place and have prevented me from doing some of those things. Like, if I were to record anywhere else except for this room, then I would feel like I would be either interrupted, questioned, asked, even within like my own family members. I feel very uncomfortable recording anything out of this room. This room has become kind of a bubble, and even though I know the success that going out there might bring about, changing the scenery, if you will, there are other fears other than, like, you know, there are other fears that override your desire, my desire to get somewhere. It's not just the fear of success. It's more or less that, okay, the fear of success is there because I've gotten comfortable with failing. I don't like failing, but that is the status quo as it is. And then there's the shyness, there's the anxiety, there's the embarrassment, there's everything. And like, some people will be like, well, just, hey, don't care what people think about you. Don't care what people say about you. Don't care about all of that going on. Just do it. And that's fair, but it's easier said than done. And when you have no motivator, when you have no person helping you along, when you have no system in place, it feels limiting. It feels like you're constrained to an area that you're comfortable in. I am comfortable in this area. I need to like spruce it up, make it better, but this area I am comfortable in. And because I've become comfortable, I don't want to go and do something that may cause a inconvenience or cause an embarrassment or cause, like, I like going to new places, I like going to new restaurants, I like going to new stores, I like going and trying things I haven't tried before. But when it's myself doing the things in new places, that's when I freeze. And I think part of that is also social anxiety coming in, added on with like fears of doing better. And it's not that I fear doing better, because I have other channels that I think could be amazing that I am working on, and I think they're going to have some absolutely stellar content, because I have a lot more to work with on those channels. And MBTI is not an easy subject to delve into. Not a lot of people are interested in it. Not a lot of people have found who they've wanted to find in the MBTI sphere. And because it's a small circle, they're not going to be, once they found those people, they're not going to be moving on to somebody else. And so, while I would love for this to succeed, I think I would be very surprised if this ended up succeeding faster than the other projects I am currently working on, that have less videos, that have less story, that have less this. Or maybe I just need a break. Maybe I've reached that point where I just need a break of creating this content, and so that's why after 200 videos, there's going to be months sometimes where there's not going to be a single MBTI video out. There's going to be, like, until I'm like, somebody once said that it's the quality, not quantity, that you should be doing, and sometimes you need to combine quality with quantity. And I think in order to get some of those skits out, I need to have quality, and I am not fast when it comes to quality. Um, will I be able to get some people to help me? Hopefully, maybe, who knows. I have some fun ideas that I would like to do. I have, my 200th video. Now that we're at this point, I'll just say my 200th video. I hope to make a skit on the Phi Psi loop, which is going to be very heavy, because I've been running it over in my mind, and I would warn every INFP even before I do that video, and before I said about it, and before they watch, and before all of that, I would just warn INFPs, especially if they're going through stuff. Like, heck, you can watch it, but I would just warn you, because it's going to either hit a sense of existentialism in you. For some INFPs it might help. For other, like, recognizing what it is they're going through, and for some INFPs it's going to be a painful reminder. And it's like, even though I'm doing the skit and I'm like going through it and like going, okay, what things are, it's a painful reminder to myself. Well, so because I know it's a painful reminder to myself, I know it's going to be a painful reminder to other INFPs out there. So yeah, my 200th video is going to be the Phi Psi loop. And then after that, because of multiple reasons that I've already mentioned in this video that I've been questioning, if you've gotten to this point, let me know, is that I'm just going to be focusing on not always pumping something out. If something strikes me strongly, or if I'm able to get out a skit, or if I'm able to get out that's another thing if I'm able to get out the stuff that I've been procrastinating on, then yeah, I'll add that onto the thing. But yeah, a lot of it has just been me asking, am I scared of succeeding? And that's why I'm not bringing out the quality and stuff that I want to. And yeah, it's just, the thoughts are running through my head, and I needed to make this video to be, I guess, transparent, and to, like, I understand that there are going to be other people who are going through similar things than myself, that, like, whatever it may be, they're scared to go forward, because not necessarily because of, like, being scared to fail, but because they're scared to actually do well. Like, for example, the guy who created, I heard this apparently, the guy who created Flappy Bird deleted the program, got rid of the program, because he got so rich so fast that he didn't know what to do with it, and it freaked him out. So yeah, that's what I mean by, like, fear of success. That would be a good example, and that's where I'm going to leave this. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, if you want to support, or like this content or whatever, or want to see more or whatever, I will continue streaming and whatnot. But yeah, that's just going to be the end of this video. Until next time, bye bye.